Hey everyone, Dr. Rowe coming to you from SpineCare in St. Joseph, Michigan. In this video, we're going to focus on a real pain in the upper back, which are the rhomboid muscles. If you're unfamiliar with them, they are muscles located in between the shoulder blades. And when they become strained and inflamed, they can cause a lot of pain, including below the neck that travels across the upper back, even more so off to the side of the shoulder blade. What usually causes this is a blend of weakness and tightness that builds in the muscles over time. So to fix this, I want to go over easy exercises that are going to help stretch and strengthen the rhomboid muscles for both quick and long-lasting relief. Just as a quick note, each one of these exercises works differently. To get the best results, go through them all and use what gives you the most relief. With that being said, let's get started. Here's a really good exercise that we can do seated. Let's start with very good upright posture. Just have your back nice and straight. Pull your arms and hands out in front of you, hands in a clapping position. What you're going to do is take one hand and slide it forward like this as much as you can, moving through your upper back and your shoulder blade as much as possible. It kind of feels like that shoulder blade scoops forward. As you do this, you're going to feel a lot of muscles in the upper back start to fire, including the rhomboids. Hold this comfortably for a couple seconds, and then what you're going to do is slowly slide your hand backward now, bringing that shoulder and shoulder blade back as much as possible. Targets the muscles a little bit differently. Again, hold that for a couple seconds, relax, and then repeat this on the other side. Do this nice and slowly for 5 to 10 repetitions on both sides. But if you would like to take this one to the next level, you can do a movement called the snow angel. Targets a lot more muscles. So for this one, we're going to put our arms and hands off to our side, palms facing forward. Let's start off by pressing our hands backward as much as we can until we feel a really good stretch in our chest, but more importantly, it should feel like our shoulder blades in our back are starting to pinch. We're going to hold this and now just simply mimic doing a snow angel. So we're going to bring our arms and hands upward like this, hold it for a second, and then slowly come back down off to our side. Do this 5 to 10 times, and with each repetition, just build into it a little bit more. But go through both movements. You're probably going to find that one just offers a little bit more relief, or maybe just a position really targets that tightness or pain a little bit more. For me, it's like going a little bit more off to my right with that snow angel. At that point, I just keep building into that movement over and over again until everything is nice and loose. Here's another seated exercise, but this one's a little bit more advanced and it's really going to help target those rhomboid muscles. This one is called the figure 8. What we're going to do is trace a big figure 8 with our elbow. So it looks just like this. We're going to take our hands, put them right on the back of our head, elbows straight ahead. So the key is with this exercise, as we trace that big figure 8 towards the top part, we're going to put the back into extension. So it's a backwards movement like this, reaching upward towards the ceiling with our elbows. As we trace the bottom part of the 8, we're going to go into flexion. So it's rounding forward and drawing our elbows towards the floor instead. So let's start right towards the middle part of that 8 and just trace the top part first. So I'm going to make a big loop off to my side, go all the way up. As I trace towards the top, I put the back into extension, and once I'm all the way towards the top, I like to just reach a little bit more like this, arching my back until I feel a really deep but comfortable stretch in between my shoulder blades. At that point, I'm going to swing back down, go towards the middle part, and release that stretch. Now, let's trace the bottom part. So we're going to swing down like this, putting our back into flexion. Once we're towards the bottom, we're going to hold this position and just round forward a little bit more until we feel those muscles in the upper back get a nice stretch, and then come back up like this. But just do this nice and slowly for 5 repetitions, and with each repetition, try to make that figure 8 just a little bit larger. Afterwards, switch it up in the opposite direction and repeat for another 5 repetitions. Kind of hits those muscles a little bit differently. But when you do this, you're probably going to notice that one certain movement or one certain position just targets that tightness and pain the most. For me, it's swinging upward like this towards my right. At that point, I just keep building into that movement over and over again until everything is nice and loose. Here's a standing exercise called the YUW, and all you're going to need is the corner of a wall. So let's start facing it, and what you're going to do is put your hands and arms upward like this towards the ceiling, so it should look like your body is roughly in a Y. What you're going to do is put your palms right on the wall, put your legs together, and then just lean your body weight forward, pressing your chest towards the corner of that wall. You're going to feel a really deep stretch form across your chest, but more importantly, you're going to feel the muscles in between the shoulder blades start to activate. We're going to hold this for 20 to 30 seconds, and during that time period, just do nice, slow, controlled breathing. To take this one to the next level, let's put our arms in different positions to try to target those rhomboids a little bit differently. So for this one, we're going to put our arms and our elbows roughly at 90 degrees. So it should look like we're doing a field goal or a U, and you're going to press inward like this. Again, it just targets those muscles a little bit differently. 20 to 30 second hold, release it, and then the last position is drawing our elbows towards our side to create a W, and then just repeat. I would try to do all of these positions at least a couple times, but you're going to notice that one certain position, for me it's doing the U right here, it just offers the most relief. And at that point, I just keep building into that movement over and over again until everything is nice and loose. And if you do have one side that's a little bit more tight, you can focus on one side only like this to get a little bit deeper of a stretch. So here's one that we can do in bed or on a floor. Just start on all fours like this. Have your hands roughly shoulder width apart, knees roughly hip width apart. What we're going to do is take our hands and slowly walk them forward until we feel a really good stretch forming around our shoulder blades. Once we feel that, we're going to hold that position, take our fingers and grip right into the floor so that you don't slip during this exercise. We're going to tuck our chin towards our chest, and we're going to rock our whole body backward like this, taking our butt towards our heels. The more that you rock backward, the more that you're going to feel a really deep stretch form in between the shoulder blades and the upper back. But to deepen it, just allow your chest to sag further towards the floor. You're going to hold this comfortably for 20 to 30 seconds. And during that time period, just do nice, slow, controlled breathing. Let out as much tension as you can. Release it by rocking forward, and then repeat this 3 times. With each repetition, try to build into it just a little bit more. But let's take this one to the next level and focus on the rhomboids a little bit more by trying 2 separate movements. The first one is whatever side that you're having the most amount of pain or tightness. Let's say it's my left side. What you want to do is slowly tilt your upper body and shoulders towards the other side. So I'm going towards my right, and then I'm going to repeat by rocking backward like this. You're going to notice a deep opening stretch pretty much across the whole left side, and this one usually feels really good. Try to build into this one as much as you can, release it, and then with each repetition, just try to reach a little bit more to deepen that stretch. So another movement that you can try is called threading the needle, and this one really helps target the shoulder blade region. So what I'm going to do this time around is get back into my original stretch of going backward, but I'm going to take one arm off, keep my elbow bent at 90 degrees, hand towards the ceiling, and I'm going to scoop and reach towards the other side, trying to move through my shoulder blade as much as I can. You're going to feel those muscles across the shoulder blade, including the rhomboid, start to fire. 5-second hold, you're going to release it, and then repeat this on the other side for 5 repetitions on both sides. But go through all of these movements. You're probably going to find that one just offers a little bit more relief. And at that point, just keep building into that movement over and over again until everything is nice and loose. Here's a really good strengthening exercise that we can do daily for long-lasting rhomboid muscle pain relief. And the great part is, all you need is a wall. So we're going to start facing that wall and get really close to it, to the point where our chest is resting against it for support. We're going to make fists with our thumbs pointed away from the wall, and just press your fist into the wall and start off by sliding them straight upward towards the ceiling. When you can't go any further, shrug your shoulders upward to get a deep activation of the muscles throughout the upper back. You're going to hold this and now slowly lift your fist off the wall and press them backward as much as you can. You're going to feel a really deep activation of those muscles. Hold this comfortably for 3 to 5 seconds. Rest your hands back on the wall. Take a breather. To take this one to the next level, on the next repetition, we're going to slide our hands down slightly and then repeat. So we're going to shrug up and then lift off. Keep doing this over and over again, pretty much creating an arc with your hands. So we're going to work towards our side and then lower our hands towards our floor as much as we can. The nice thing with this exercise is you're going to find that one certain position, like right here for me, it just feels like it's the most tight, achy, and weak. At that point, I keep throwing repetitions in until everything feels like it's nice and loose, or it feels like I got a really good workout. And if this is really challenging, especially off to one side, you're more than welcome to do this one side at a time. I would start with the side that feels like it's the most weak or painful, but just remember though, whatever you do on one side, always do on the other to keep everything in balance. So here's a bonus exercise that's going to help stretch and strengthen the rhomboids for both quick and long-lasting relief. We're going to start off on a floor and support our upper body on our forearms just like this. Mine are roughly in a V. I just put my hands together, my elbows off to my side. What I'm going to do from there is put my legs together and then support my lower body weight on my knees. So the movement is just pressing your chest straight down towards the floor as much as you can until you feel a really deep stretch form in between your shoulder blades. Once you feel that, you're going to hold this for about 3 to 5 seconds, and then you're going to release it and now press your shoulder blades and your upper back straight towards the ceiling. It's kind of like just pressing your spine straight upward like this, using your back and your arm strength. So as you press up, you're going to feel a deep activation of the rhomboids in between those shoulder blades. 3 to 5 second hold, release it, take a breather, and then repeat this as a nice fluid movement for 5 to 10 repetitions. And with each repetition, try to build into it just a little bit more. Afterwards, see how you feel. If it feels like you have a little bit more energy, always challenge yourself by throwing in another set or 2. But to take this one to the next level, instead of supporting your lower body weight on your knees, support them on your toes like this with your legs together, and then try it. It's definitely a lot harder, and you're going to feel a lot more muscles, including across the core, start to fire to stabilize this movement. If the exercises help, please support the channel by giving this video a like and maybe subscribing too. If you have any comments or questions, please leave them below. I'll get back to you as soon as I can. Thanks for watching.